Hey guys, Renson here. I'm a level 2 seller in Fiverr, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to get your first order in Fiverr, how to manage your Fiverr account, some tips and tricks and things you should avoid while selling on Fiverr. Before making this video, I already have 2 videos on Fiverr which you should check it out after watching this video. One of the video is about how to manage your Fiverr account, and the other video is about explaining why getting into Fiverr is a massive opportunity in 2021 and beyond. So this video will be divided into 4 sections. The first section is how to get your first order and grow your Fiverr account. The second section is the truth about Fiverr. In the third section, we will talk about things you should avoid while selling on Fiverr. And lastly, I will tell you some tips and tricks to do while selling on Fiverr. So before we start any of this, why do some people fail on Fiverr? The real reason why some people fail on Fiverr is because they think that Fiverr is a place where you can just go and offer a service and you will make money. But in order to be successful in Fiverr, you should be a master of the service you are offering. But most of the new people who come into Fiverr, they think that Fiverr is a place where they can just come and offer some things and it will work, but it is not. The service you are providing should be so much valuable for the price you are offering. So let's start with the first thing, how to get your first order and grow in Fiverr. So number one, what you should do is you should have a very good thumbnail, description, title, text, FAQs and all those things. So how do you get the right title, the description? All you have to do is very simple. You just copy what the big guys are doing in your very particular niche. You don't want to make a unique title or a unique description. Make sure that you use what is already working. Use the keywords which is already working, and that way it will work much easier. For the description, make sure it is like a sales copy, and don't forget to put frequently asked questions, because most people when they first see your service or your gig, they will have some questions in mind. Make sure that those questions are answered by your FAQ. Also, when you're uploading a thumbnail, make sure it is not a random picture but a picture which is optimized for Fiverr and which when people see they will want to click on it. The next thing is very simple. What you want to do is you want to download the Fiverr app on your phone and you want to be online most of the time. You don't need to open the Fiverr app, you just have to open it up and you can just close the app. That way the app will be running in the background and you will be counted as an online seller. This is important because Fiverr will rank your gig higher if you are frequently online, and also if someone wants to buy something, they can actually filter the gigs by online seller, and in that way they may see your gig. The next thing you should do is to submit buyer requests every day. So in a day you can submit 10 buyer requests. Buyer requests, if you don't know, it is a feature offered by Fiverr so that buyer can post something they want and you can bid on it. The next thing is actually something I use when I first start Fiverr, and it is to create multiple gigs. Not multiple gigs for different services, but multiple gigs for the same service. For example, if you are offering a logo design service, what you want to do is you want to create 3 separate gigs, and make sure you make the title different, the description different, because Fiverr doesn't allow you to create 3 similar gigs. So what you want to do is you want to present them as different gigs, but obviously providing the same service. In that way you are more exposed, and that way you can get your first order and kickstart your business. The next thing you want to do is change your gig thumbnail if you don't get an order every 15 days. So when you list 3 or 4 gigs which are offering the same service, one may get an order, one may not get an order, and what you want to do is for those which doesn't get any order, you want to change the gig thumbnail every 15 days. So here's a quick tip for you. Once you start getting order in Fiverr in a particular gig, you want to collect all the reviews in that particular gig. Even if someone reaches out to you through another gig, you want to send them a custom offer of the gig which already has a review. That way you will collect all the reviews on a particular gig and Fiverr will promote that particular gig. That way you have a much more potential of growth. Okay, so the next section is the truth about Fiverr. Most people doesn't know about this. Fiverr do something which is called gig rotation once or twice in a month. Gig rotation is something which Fiverr does to give new sellers a chance in the platform, and that's how I got my first sale. After that I used some external clients, but still you can use this gig rotation to get your first sale. So once or twice a month Fiverr will promote all the new gigs in the very first page when you search for it. In that way, when someone searches for a service in your particular niche, they may see your gig and they may order from you. Okay, one very important thing you should know is that your first order doesn't guarantee anything. What does this mean? Some people think that if they get their first order, then they are going to start their Fiverr business successfully. But the truth is that your first order may be your last order. You have to keep working to get order. You have to be online most of the time, Even your 10 order doesn't guarantee anything. Fiverr is consistent only when you are level 2 seller. So what you actually want to think of Fiverr is that the right way to think about Fiverr is that it is not your main source of income but a part-time income or some passive source of income. So the next section is what are the things you should avoid while selling on Fiverr. The first thing is you should avoid words like pay, feedback, review, etc. when you are texting a buyer. Even if you want to include those words, you want to misspell them. The reason for that is because when you include those words in your text, Fiverr has a system that will detect it and their customer service will check it, and if they find that you are violating their policy, they will ban you. Why is that? Because Fiverr doesn't allow you to ask for review or feedback from your buyer, and also Fiverr doesn't allow you to ask to buyer to pay you through some third-party apps or any services other than Fiverr. The next thing you should never do in Fiverr is to share your contact info. Never share a WhatsApp number, your Telegram, your Skype or anything. Just make sure you are connecting your buyer through Fiverr, because if Fiverr finds out that you are trying to communicate with your buyer through some third-party thing, you will definitely be banned from Fiverr. Okay, now guys, here is the fourth section, and in this section I will give you some tips and tricks on selling on Fiverr. The first tip is that you should never work with someone on Fiverr who sound unprofessional. The reason for that is because that will definitely not give you a good result. Sometimes they will ask you a lot of things which you are not providing. They are not professional enough to communicate with you, or they may leave you a bad review, or they may ask for things which is even not listed in your gig. So make sure to avoid unprofessional people. The next thing you want to do is add a comparison photo in your gig. In my gig where I say I will make Facebook ad for dropshipping, I include a photo which is a comparison between my service and other services, and in that particular comparison photo I let the buyers know that the service I'm providing is much more superior than the one my competitors are providing. You should definitely do this, but make sure that you can back it up, because if you leave some wild claims which you can't back it up, then your buyer will leave a bad feedback and you don't want that to happen. The next thing is that if you are already a freelancer who have clients, make sure you ask them to order through Fiverr by giving them a discount or something else. Of course you will suffer a Fiverr fee, but at the long term you will gain, because once Fiverr started recognizing your gig as a good gig and a good service, they will start promoting you and you will get a lot of clients in the future. So do that. Yeah, do that. The next thing you can do is to ask your friends or your relatives to order from you from Fiverr and leave you a 5-star review. Make sure you don't ask someone who is living with you in the same house or apartment, because if Fiverr finds 2 accounts from the same IP address, that is a big problem, because Fiverr don't want that. Fiverr doesn't allow someone to create 2 accounts. So make sure you ask someone who doesn't live with you, who is around at least 1 mile away from you. Okay guys, so the last thing you want to do is actually to ask for a review in the delivery. Like I said before, Fiverr doesn't allow you to ask for review. How you want to ask for review in the delivery is by actually misspelling the word review. I do it this way. So I'm gonna make my delivery text appear on the screen right now, and here you can see this is exactly the thing I used to deliver to my buyer, and you can see the word review is misspelled. In that way it increases the chance of your buyer leaving a review. If you don't ask for a review in the delivery, most people will skip it and you will lose a lot of good reviews, which you don't want to happen. That is it guys, those are the tips, the tricks and the way you should sell on Fiverr. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I will definitely reply to your comment. And also make sure you watch the other 2 videos I make on Fiverr, because that will be golden. And as always, I will answer all the questions you have in the comment section below, and make sure you drop a like for me. Guys, you have to do this, drop a like. That will help me out. That way I can create more content, I can give you more value, and I can share you more tips and tricks on whatever I know about business, money and life. So make sure you drop a like. And once again guys, thank you for watching up to the end of this video. I really appreciate you spending your time listening to me, and yeah, that's it, and see you in the next video, and peace. Bye. Peace.